Here's the truth. The most successful, grounded, fulfilled people you know didn't get there by accident. They built it. They showed up. They kept going when no one was clapping. They invested time, energy, and often money into becoming someone they were proud of. And you can do the same. You don't need anyone's permission. You just need to decide that you are worth the effort. So start where you are. You don't need a full plan. You just need to take one step. Read the book, sign up for the course, meditate for 10 minutes, go for the walk, journal your thoughts, cut out one toxic habit, one step, one decision, one act of commitment, and then repeat. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build a life that's solid from the inside out. Because in the end, no one else is responsible for your growth. No one else can do the work for you, but here's the good news. That also means you hold the power. You get to decide what kind of person you become. And when you start making choices from that place, from a place of self-respect, of vision, of growth, that's when everything changes. Not overnight, but over time. So do it for you, because you're worth investing in. People-pleasing is one of those habits that seems harmless on the surface, but underneath it's silently stealing your time, your energy, and your sense of self. It often starts with good intentions. You want to be liked, you want to avoid conflict, you want to make others happy, but slowly, without even realizing it, you start saying yes when you mean no. You start agreeing just to keep the peace. You put yourself last over and over again, thinking that if everyone else is okay, then maybe you'll be okay too. But here's the truth. Living to please others is a one-way ticket to burnout, resentment, and regret. The thing is, when you're constantly focused on making other people comfortable, you lose sight of what you need. You stop asking yourself what feels right, what aligns with your values, and what you actually want. Your decisions become reactive instead of intentional. You say yes to things you dread, you stretch yourself too thin, and you smile through situations that make you feel small, and eventually it catches up with you. You start to feel disconnected from who you are. You start to wonder why you're so exhausted, why you're unfulfilled, why you feel like something's missing. Because something is missing. You. People-pleasing isn't just about being nice. It's about fear. The fear of rejection, the fear of disappointing others, the fear of being seen as selfish or difficult. But let me be clear, saying no is not selfish, setting boundaries is not rude, honoring your own needs is not a flaw, it's a form of self-respect. You cannot live a life of purpose while constantly betraying your own truth just to make others happy. That's not peace, that's performance. The irony is, when you stop people-pleasing, you don't become less kind, you become more honest, more grounded, more real, because real relationships are built on authenticity, not appeasement. When you show up as your true self, flaws, boundaries, and all, you give others permission to do the same. That's where real connection lives. That's where growth happens. But you can't get there if you're too busy trying to be who everyone else wants you to be. So how do you break the cycle? It starts with self-awareness. You've got to get honest about where and why you're giving your power away. Are you constantly overcommitting? Are you afraid to say how you really feel? Do you put others' needs above your own even when it hurts you? Pay attention. Those patterns are clues. They're pointing you toward the places you've abandoned yourself. Next, you've got to get clear on your own values. What matters to you? What do you want your life to look like? Because until you know what you stand for, it's easy to get pulled in every direction. But when you're rooted in your values, decisions become clearer. It's easier to say no without guilt. It's easier to stand firm even when others push back. It's easier to protect your time and energy because you know what you're protecting it for. You also have to get comfortable with discomfort. Let's be real, breaking the people-pleasing habit is hard. It means you might disappoint someone, you might upset someone, you might not be liked by everyone. But here's the thing, not everyone is supposed to like you, and their disappointment is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to live in alignment with your truth. And yes, that will come with uncomfortable moments. But on the other side of that discomfort, freedom, peace, power. It's time to stop waiting for everyone else to be okay with your decisions. It's time to stop needing permission to take care of yourself. You're allowed to put yourself first. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to choose what's best for your mental health, your goals, your values, and if someone can't respect that, they're not your people. The moment you stop living for their approval and start living for your own alignment, everything changes. You get your energy back, you get your time back, you get yourself back. And that version of you, the one who honors their own voice, who chooses peace over performance, who stands in their truth without apology, that version of you is powerful. That version of you is unstoppable. And that version of you is the real you. So do it. Not for them, for you. Because you matter. Your needs matter. And your life is not a performance. It's a reflection of the choices you make when you finally decide to stop pleasing everyone else and start honoring yourself. You are the CEO of your life. And if you're not thinking that way yet, it's time to start. Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you a roadmap and tell you exactly what to do next. That responsibility is yours. Just like a CEO makes the big decisions for their company, sets the vision, builds the systems, hires the right people, and adjusts when things go wrong, you need to start approaching your life with that same level of ownership and clarity. You are not just going through the motions. You are building something. You are building you. Most people live reactively. They wake up and let the day happen to them. They make decisions based on what's urgent instead of what's important. They follow routines that were handed to them by their parents, their jobs, or society. But when you step into that CEO mindset, you stop doing that. You start looking at your life like it's your most important project. You stop asking, what should I do today? And you start asking, what kind of life do I want to create? And what do I need to do today to build it? That kind of thinking requires vision. Every CEO has one. You need one too. You've got to take the time to get honest with yourself. What do I want? What matters to me? What kind of person do I want to become? What kind of energy do I want to carry into every room I enter? These questions aren't just abstract. They are your foundation. They are what you use to guide your habits, your relationships, your time, and your decisions. Without a vision, you drift. With a vision, you move with intention. Being the CEO of your life also means you take full accountability. You don't make excuses. You don't blame other people for where you are. Does that mean everything is your fault? No, but it does mean your response is your responsibility. Life will throw curveballs, people will disappoint you, plans will fall apart. That's not failure. That's just part of it. But the question is, how are you going to respond? Are you going to stay down, or are you going to adapt and move forward? A strong CEO doesn't throw in the towel when things go wrong. They adjust, they learn, they keep building. And let's talk about your team. Just like a CEO carefully selects who they work with, you need to do the same with your life. Who's in your circle? Are they supporting your growth, or are they distracting you from it? Are you surrounded by people who challenge you to level up, or people who keep you stuck in old patterns? You've got to be intentional about your environment, because the people around you influence your mindset, your energy, and your standards more than you realize. Protect your space, audit your circle, surround yourself with people who align with the vision you're building. But it's not just about the people, it's also about the systems. A great CEO doesn't rely on motivation alone. They create systems, routines, and habits that support long-term success. You need to do the same. If you want to be more focused, what structure are you putting in place to protect your focus? If you want to be healthier, what routines are supporting your physical and mental health? If you want to grow, how are you making time for learning and reflection? You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Build wisely. And here's something else to remember. Not everything will work. Some days you'll mess up. Some choices won't lead where you hoped they would. That's okay. That's data. That's feedback. CEOs don't quit when the numbers dip. They pivot. They adapt. And that's exactly what you need to do in your life. Stop seeing setbacks as signs to stop. Start seeing them as lessons that sharpen your direction. Every misstep is a part of the process, as long as you keep learning. So today, start seeing yourself as the leader of your life. No more autopilot, no more waiting for permission, no more blaming the past. You've got the power to create, to change, to grow, and to lead. Take the wheel, define the mission, build the systems, choose your team, protect your energy, show up with intention, because your life, it's your business, and it's time you ran it like one. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not the result of luck or talent alone or being in the right place at the right time. Success is built deliberately, consistently, and often quietly through small intentional steps taken day after day. And here's the part no one really talks about. Most of those steps are not glamorous. They're not exciting. They don't come with applause or recognition, but they are essential. Because in the end, your life is the sum of your daily habits. If you want to change your life, you've got to start by changing what you do every single day. We live in a world that's obsessed with instant results. We want the quick fix, the overnight transformation, the shortcut. But real, lasting success doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from discipline. From showing up even when you don't feel like it, from keeping promises to yourself when no one's watching, from choosing what's right over what's easy. It comes from doing the boring, unsexy, repetitive things that move you forward, inch by inch,